When I was growing up, I remember every Saturday morning my dad would have men come to the barn and they would have discussions in there and they would be in there for a couple, 3 hours every Saturday. My dad would never tell me what they would talk about in the barn, and I begged him to tell me, come on, what do you talk about for 2 or 3 hours every Saturday? Nope, what we say in the barn stays in the barn. But I learned over time that what they would talk about is just their lives and what they're struggling with. So I think the men of the barn was probably for my dad the most important part of his spiritual growth.
Are you there?
Oh yeah, we're here. And I knew even back then that I wanted it for myself one day.
Surprise! Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Good morning.
So our men's group is pretty informal. We try and meet a couple times a month, get on a regular schedule, and it's just a time that we can catch up on each other's lives.
And then usually it flows into a quick Bible study lesson, how it applies to our life, which is really meaningful. I mean, it's not just words, it's application to our life.
John one day in the men's group kind of came up with an idea of he wanted to do a men's retreat.
Sometimes you need to get a perspective on your life that you can only get by stepping away from it for a couple days.
He basically just wanted to go someplace unique.
To someplace exotic, someplace we hadn't been to before where we could really connect.
So we had an investigation. We decided to go to Beaver Island.
Beaver Island was a 13-mile long island centered about 30-40 miles off of Charlevoix, right in the middle of Lake Michigan.
We're on our journey to the interior of an unknown island.
We did a ton of things on Beaver Island. We crammed so many activities into our 2 days there.
The big event was a bike ride around the island.
We thought it was going to be a short ride, but it turned out to an intensive 36-mile bike ride around the island.
So it was a great accomplishment to actually finish that.
All right, let's get some ice.
So the premise of the whole retreat was each one of us would prepare a Bible study.
One of the Bible studies that we had on the island was about Thomas. And Thomas was the famous doubting disciple. He didn't believe that Jesus had rose from the dead. So Jesus appeared to Thomas and actually let him put his hands in Jesus' scars and feel the hole in his side where the Spirit gone through. And Thomas fell to his knees and said, "My Lord and my God." And that study helped us to understand the role of Thomas in the disciples. He was sort of the voice of doubt.
I mean, we talked about the doubt, but we talked about what Thomas brought to Jesus and to the other 12 disciples, and how all these guys had a unique quality that made the group stronger.
Ready to go up? Let's do it. Here we go. I am nervous. And Jesus really had the first men's group. And those men, in all their differences, really helped to make each other stronger.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
The thing I love about this group is that each one of us has our own unique gifts, and we draw those out of each other.
Hello, we found it.
If we were all the same, our men's group wouldn't work. But because we're different, we can all come together in this amazing way and become something greater than all of us individually. And that's what makes the men's group so amazing, is that we can learn from each other and grow together in a way that we could never do separately.
Flying back, I thought about how this retreat solidified us as a group, and we really saw the value of each other, more so than ever before.
I think we grew closer together as friends and men, and Christ as well.
I don't know, it's just such a breath of fresh air to know that there are other guys in my life who can help me spiritually just as I can help them. And I imagine that this is exactly what my dad had with his group, the Men of the Barn.